from Cubase Academy in this video is going to be about duplicating a track without data. So in the scenario, which is fairly common, you might spend some time working on a vocal track and getting it to sound the way you want and just tweaking it, putting VSTs on it, and then maybe you want to double track it. As in the case here, I've got a vocalist that double tracked his vocal. Let me just change views here. Workspaces. I have another video on that. So in this workspace, you can see that the vocalist has several things on his vocal. I put a compressor on there just to sort of even it out a bit, and then a multi-band compressor to just give it that little high-end edge and take out some of the mid. Then I had to put a little bit of EQ just to bump a couple of frequencies in, and then a reverb to give the vocal a little space in its track. So this isn't really about how I mix or master. This is mostly about duplicating tracks. But if I wanted to do another version, another take, which you can see I did, I could say duplicate this track. You can right click and choose duplicate track. Shift D in this case for me. Your shortcuts may be different. But as I duplicate the track, it already has vocals on it. So I would have to say select all events, because maybe I could have multiple events on this track, and then delete. But that doesn't delete any automation information, and you can see that here there are mute information. So I have to say select all events and hit delete again, and I might have multiple automation events. So that's going to be a pain, right? The other thing that doesn't get deleted is if you have any track versions. You would still have version 2, 3, 4, 5 stuck in here too, which you don't want. It could add to some confusion later on. It's just messy, right? So I'm going to go ahead and remove this track here. So there is a better way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the track, come to Edit, go down to Macros, and choose Duplicate Selected Tracks Without Data. Now you can see mine is set to Alt-Shift-D. So Shift-D for me duplicates, and Alt-Shift-D duplicates without data. So there we go. I'm going to do this, and I have the track with the exact same effects and settings, because it's not just I have to remember which VSTs, because obviously I can go into the mixer and I can just copy the VSTs over. This is just much faster. It's one click. So that's how you do it. There is a macro, right? I'm going to go ahead and remove this track here. I'm going to show you. We can go to File, Key Commands, hit the Show Macros button, and there's the macro. And let's see what it does. It says Project Duplicate Tracks, deletes all the automation, deletes any inactive track versions, selects everything on the track, and deletes it. So it basically does what I tried to do manually, but it does it in a macro. It's very fast. If you're interested, there are other. Let's see how many duplicates there actually are. If we go to the top here, and we just search for the word duplicate. So we have duplicate, which in my case is Control D, and that is duplicate on the track itself, right? An item on the track itself. So if I come here and select this item and do a Control D, then that's what it did. It just Control Z, undo that. I'll go back to my preferences, in my key commands, excuse me, and I'll go to the top. And then once again, I'm going to type duplicate in there. Okay, so duplicate selected tracks without data is in the macro folder, Alt-Shift-D. And then we have duplicate tracks, which in my case is Shift-D, which duplicates the track with everything on it. VSTs, everything. The automation, versions. Duplicate version, mine set to Control-Shift-D. Duplicate version takes the current track version and puts a new version, a duplicate version, in track versions. I haven't really found much use for that. Okay, so that's all the duplicates. So there are, mine is set to Shift-D, Control-Shift-D, Alt-Shift-D, and that is sufficient for me. Anyway, saves a lot of time. Duplicate tracks without data. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Thanks for watching. See you next time.